Well, welcome to one of our classrooms. We did some different things with our classrooms this year. I just wanted to point out everything that we got going on here. Start things off, we're doing racing, so great symbols that you can use, a compass, directions, flags, all kinds of great stuff like that. So we painted a compass here on cardboard, a few arrows. These are some stands that we use every year pretty frequently, where they're just a 2x2. Painted black, wooden 2x2 you get at the hardware store, and then a couple of 1x3s, 4 of those just doing the legs down there. And every year we put a different types of signage on these and use them in our classroom. Right up above here you can buy some of these international flag streamers here. Just find those online through your decorating stores. But our main focus is, of course, our area where our teachers stand. And as you look across here we are on Wednesday, we're midweek of VBS, but at the beginning of the week, all of these were covered, okay? Now you can see day 4 and day 5, they are covered. And this is all made out of cardboard. Each one of these cardboard panels that we made up, I'll show you how big they are. They are, well, they're about 7 feet tall. And they're about 3 feet wide, okay? And we printed some images from around the world for each continent we're going to. Monday we went to South America, so we wanted to print pictures from South America of food and of people and of places. Then we, of course, went to Asia and Africa, and then when the kids come in on day 4, they will be able to see Europe, and then day 5, they'll see North America, and they're very similar on the backside. So how we put this together is up here at the top of the cardboard, we actually hot glued a thin strip, maybe about 3 or 4 inches on the backside of Luan, okay? And that's that 1/4 inch plywood. It's hot glued to the back of the cardboard. And then this white right here is pipe strapping, and it goes to the front, to the back. And then what's bolting it together, we actually use, you could use just a regular bolt if you want. We have a little trick. We actually cut pieces of threaded rod to about 3 to 4 inches. And the reason we did that, if we come around to the back side, they actually stick out the backside, and that was so that in some of our classrooms, our teachers are actually hanging the gray panels on the back of these when they're not using them. So they take them off the front, go around and hang them on the back. And so you can also see that strip of Luan up there, which is on the back of each piece. That just gives it a little more strength for those bolts to go through and to hold up throughout the week of VBS. So how we made this stage is, of course, it's just PVC pipe. We made this whole system out of 1.5 inch PVC that you get at the hardware store. It really only takes a few minutes to put the piping together. We didn't even glue it because we want it to come apart in store so that we can use it in future VBSs. But PVC pipe like this comes in 10-foot sections. We used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those 10-foot pieces here. If you do a smaller stage and a smaller set, of course you can maybe, our pieces are right around, I want to say about 7 feet long from here to here. You could get away with 5-foot pieces if you're doing smaller posters, and then one piece would actually do 2 halves of your set. We did, again, it's a total height of about 8 feet here from floor to ceiling. And so what we have down here at the bottom is a 3/4 inch piece of plywood. It's painted black to look nice. This is a metal floor flange. It screws to the board, and then it's threaded and allows you to put in what this is called a threaded adapter. And a threaded adapter will screw into that floor flange. And then right above that, there's a tiny little piece of PVC. It's probably about 4 inches in there. And then to our T-joint. And then, of course, we have our regular PVC pipe across. And up here, we have an elbow at the top. All right. Across the middle, there's a piece of PVC behind this poster that you may not be able to see. Down there at the bottom, we have a 4-way joint, and there's the same flange and plywood underneath this centerpiece. Of course, this is a T-joint up here, and then over on the other side, it's identical to what's over there, where you have, again, a T-joint, an adapter, a floor flange, and up here you have an elbow. Once you cut the PVC, it'll only take you a few minutes to put together. We use that pipe strapping, comes in a long roll. You can get it in lengths of 25, 50, even 100 feet. The holes that are on the pipe strapping are actually smaller than the bolts we used, but it's plastic. It's real easy just to kind of make that hole a little bit bigger. Our last piece that we have here is a very simple puppet stage that we made. We've used other puppet stages in the past. Sometimes we've incorporated the puppet stage into the main set, but we wanted to come up with a quick and easy and something that would be able to store very well. So of course our front here, this little map is painted that our painters painted these throughout the weeks leading up to it. But behind it is just 3 pieces of Luan, and we had some of this left over from previous sets, and so this is all scraps from our garage. So we just cut 1 piece of Luan. It's 3 feet wide, it's 5 feet tall, okay? Then we cut 2 more pieces of Luan that made the side pieces. Those are 5 feet tall, they're only 2 feet wide. All right, so let's sneak around the back here and we can see what's going on. So this is very simple. This is painted from old sets. We painted the one side just a plain gray because we're planning on using this from year to year. And all we did was use a couple of our leg braces that we use all over the place. And by taking that piece of Luan, a couple of screws in the front to the leg brace, the side Luan gets screwed into the leg brace as well, a couple on the side, 1 at the bottom, and we have a puppet stage. The leader's able to sit on a chair back here and hide while their puppet is up above. And when we're done with VBS, we can take those few screws out, and all we have is a few very thin boards that we can stack and store easily for next year. Now, the final thing that I want to show you is our church also has pipe and drape, and I'm going to show you this same classroom setup. If you happen to have pipe and drape, you can use that as well in place of the PVC. So let's check that out. So here's our other classroom that is, instead of using PVC pipe, we use pipe and drape. Our church has a lot of the pipe and drape that we use for a lot of different functions and in different rooms and stuff. It's a great way. We put up black curtaining, like in our gymnasium when we use it for a banquet. So if your church has pipe and drape, you might be able to use it for VBS. It's very much the same system as the PVC, but of course these are manufactured bases, uprights, and crossbars, and we didn't have to do a bottom bar because this is a little sturdier than the PVC pipe. So you might be able to, if you have pipe and drape, you might be able to use that. It'll actually go together even faster than using the PVC pipe. So one thing that we noticed when we first started putting this all together was this long piece of PVC up here as the crossbar began to bow in the middle. And once we started hanging these posters on it, now we went with 1.5 inches because we knew that thinner PVC would bow even worse. So once we got that together, things weren't hanging straight. So what we decided to do was we bought some furring strips. Sometimes it's called a 1x2x8. They're only like $1 something at the hardware store. A furring strip, as they're called. And we actually ran one inside the pipe. So there is a wood piece running inside this pipe. We put it in vertically. We drilled the pipe and put a screw down into that 1x2 so that it would sit this way in the pipe. And what that did is it took the bend out of the PVC pipe, kept it nice and straight, and it allowed our posters to hang straighter rather than, you know, the pipe curling like that. So if your pipe is long, like 6-7 feet, you might need to do that. It only costs you $1, but it'll keep that pipe nice and straight for you.